The Insider Gaming app is the fastest, cleanest, and most personalized way to stay connected to the gaming world. Anytime, anywhere. Get all your news in one place with fewer ads, more features, and a design built for how you actually read on your phone. And if that's not enough, unlock Insider Gaming Premium or Premium Plus for ad-free browsing, personalized feeds, weekly subscriber-only podcasts, and so much more. Download the Insider Gaming app today for free on Google Play or the App Store. Hello, everyone, and welcome into Insider Gaming Weekly, a video game podcast. It is Friday, December 19th, 2025, the final show before Christmas, which is nuts to think about. This year has flown by. Mike Straw here, one of the senior editors at Insider Gaming, joined with me, as always, by co-senior editor Grant Taylor Hill, senior producer A to the P, Albert Perkins, and the Gong Lord himself, Tom Henderson. Fellas, how you doing? How you feeling?
Man, it's been a week, bro. I mean, Christmas is right around the corner. Like you're alluding to, Mike, the fact that we are right around the corner from the end of the year is just insane, man. Where did 2025 go? Where did it go? Wow. What a fast year, man. But
I can tell you where it went. It went to the moon. Oh, no, that's where Insider Gaming went this year.
Yeah.
Damn right. Next year we're going to Mars and beyond.
Screw Elon Musk. We're better. We're going to get to Mars before him.
I love it.
Oh man. Yeah, can we I'm going to make a request and we can vote on this quickly, but can we drop the Gong Lord in 26?
No.
Maybe. I don't know. Leave it up to chat.
Okay.
Chat.
Oh, we know how that's going to go.
Should we keep the gong, or should we come in with from now on just go, or for Tom we just go. We can go one of them. I don't know. We go something else.
We could just do nothing. We could just do that.
Where's the fun in that?
I don't even remember how the Gong Lord came about.
Because
it was the whole thing about you being like this imposing, foreboding guy that just comes in, leaks stuff, and leaves.
I heard this guy who comes in, licks stuff, and leaves, not leaks. I heard licks stuff and leaves.
Yeah, but I don't think when we came up with that idea that it would be attached with the phrase "the Gong Lord."
Because it always sounds like you're saying Dong Lord, and that's something completely different.
That's the pun of it.
I mean, I would take that though, right?
Absolutely.
That's what she said, buddy.
Amazing.
What are we, 3 minutes in?
Yeah, we're 3 minutes into the show. It's going on. Grant, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. Not as good as Tom. Apparently, yeah. No, I'm great, man. It's Friday. It's the festive window is here. We've got some great stuff to talk about, and there's lots happening before the year's even up. So yeah, it's looking good.
And if you want to stay up to date on everything that's happening, download the Insider Gaming app for free on iOS and Android. Make sure you download it, use it, love it. Leave us a 5-star rating on the App Store or Google Play. If you want to support us even more and get exclusive first-run shows, exclusive subscriber-only shows, and custom notifications, custom Discord perks, custom feeds, and 0 ads, look at Grant. Look what he's using. Check out Premium and Premium Plus memberships today. It helps us keep doing what we're doing and keep this independent company an independent company. We got a lot to talk about today. We're just going to dive into it. The first thing on the list, no one's buying video game consoles anymore. They're just not popular. Video game consoles are done. It's over. This is the last generation. No PlayStation 6. No Xbox Series XYZ 720. Nothing. And that's all because the sales data in the United States was released for November 25. Has the PS5 taking over the Nintendo Switch as the best-selling or Switch 2 as the best-selling console of the month. But that's not where the news lies. The news really lies in the fact that monthly hardware spending has fallen 27% year over year to just under $700 million. Oh. but it makes it the worst month for hardware spending since 455 million in November of 2005 in terms of dollars. When it comes to the units, it sold 1.6 million pieces of hardware were sold. That's Xbox, Switch 2, Switch, PS5 across all the platforms in the US. That is the lowest since November of 1995 when only 1.4 million were sold.
Does this account this oh geez, man, if I can get my words out. Does that take into account like Black Friday and stuff, right? That's the whole
Yep.
Yeah.
So even with deals aplenty, people just aren't snapping them up.
Yeah, the data goes through this reporting data goes from November 2nd to November 29th. So it includes Black Friday.
I'd be interested to dive into I'm quite a statistician. It's one of those.
Statistician.
It's festive. We're getting spiritual.
How much eggnog you been having, buddy?
I'd like to
I
get
want
into
some
it,
what
right?
you got.
That's a you guys thing. We don't even have that over here. I don't even can tell you what that is. That's like I want to see the numbers, right? So we're like five years into their life cycle now, aren't we? And it's like, how much did the sales from the previous 5 years up until this November beat the previous years of like way back when, like whatever? Is it just a thing that people aren't buying them now because the people that did want to buy them already have them? Maybe that's the thing, because it's selling like they were selling like hotcakes beforehand. So my theory with that is like, it's not like there's maybe not a concern. It's just like everyone's already got them.
Well, if you want to find that information, it takes a little digging, but we have posted every month since we started the sales data of hardware at insidergaming.com. Granted, we've only been around half of this current generation, but
you just made it out like we've been around since 1990.
No, well, we have. Insider Gaming hasn't. But...
I have.
Yeah.
He's been around since like 1974.
I haven't been around since 1990.
And Tom's only been around
Tom's
since
only
2001.
23. So.
Yeah.
Young buck.
Tom's a wee lad, everybody.
Absolute wonderkind.
Yeah. He's been breaking news since he was 12 years old.
That's it.
His first leak was in the bathroom of his home. Anyway,
I see what you did there, Mike.
I'm just getting absolutely obliterated this podcast.
It's just because you want to drop the Gong Lord.
That's it.
Yeah.
But we see these numbers, and the question obviously poses, and granted, yeah, even in the title, no one's buying consoles. It's a case of what exactly is the reason no one is buying them right now? Is it what you said, Grant? The case of people who wanted them already have them, which usually when we get into this part of a generation, it is. Or is it the fact, which more than likely is, those who are thinking about getting them just won't, because every console, Nintendo hasn't changed the Switch 2 price, but they released it higher priced than what the Switch was by a wide margin. But have people just looked and go, I don't want to spend $600, $700 on a console. I need to do it elsewhere.
Yeah, at this point, because perpendicular? Nah,
Man, can you even England today, man?
That's not even the word. Like, look back
Parallel?
Look back at the last generation, 1 and PlayStation 4. Look back at Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. What price point were the consoles sitting at this point of their life cycle? Because I guarantee they weren't as high as they are with this generation.
Every generation up until now lowered prices.
Exactly. So that's
like,
obviously
what?
Huge,
There was an ad I saw recently for an original Xbox. It was like 6 months old. Or no, not 6 months. It was a year old. It was for Christmas the following year. And it was like Xbox $149.99.
See, that's what I mean. Yeah, like, that's obviously a huge point, I think, as well. It's just the pricing model's gone all wacky, and everyone's like, I think it is that people are just halting, or they're waiting for such a good deal. I don't know.
I think the best deals are already expired now, though. Like, I mean, we'll probably get into it in a minute, but the future of console prices are very bleak. With all of this AI stuff and the price of RAM and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I think it's I'm of the mind that obviously like Xbox has definitely lowered the sales because nobody wants to buy an Xbox anymore. It could even be the fact that because of you could even argue because of Xbox's new everything is an Xbox marketing, that people are not buying an actual Xbox, but they're now just going on the phone, or they're buying, like the Asus ROG Ally or something like that. So maybe that's something to do with it as well.
I wonder, like the hardware thing. I mean, you kind of saw the writing on the wall when Xbox or Microsoft didn't put any Xboxes on sale for the holidays. They're just not. They've given up on this generation. Like, it's easy to see they've given up on the hardware side this generation. I know they're working on new hardware and stuff, and they're going to release more hardware, just kind of as an aside of like, here's some hardware. We don't really need it, but here we go. PlayStation and Nintendo came out with the Switch 2 like just bats out of hell. Everybody had it. They also made a lot more stock than they did for the original Switch. So there wasn't that like desperation to get them, because you can go to any store right now, and at least here, and they have at least 5 or 6 Switch 2s on the store floor at all times. They have maybe 1 or 2 PlayStations, and then Xbox. They don't even, like, my stores, we went shopping last night, Target, Walmart, a few other stores, none of them had an Xbox on the shelf. But they had Switch 2s and a couple and PlayStation. But it's a case of people just going, if they're going to buy them, they're going to wait till tax time in the States. Are they, again, though, just going, we can't afford necessities right now. A video game console is the least of our concern. And how much is it? We're going to transition to this in a minute, has the rise and the reinterest of PC gaming hit console sales? Because PC gaming continues to blow up. It's always been there, but it seems more and more and more, and we've talked about it on the show before, it's here. With it, like, certain genres still do better on consoles, but PC gaming, more people are going towards.
Everyone I know plays PC.
Yeah.
Same here. I'm one of the only few of my friend group on a console still.
Is that because of your job, or is that just your preferred way of playing?
I like to sit on my couch.
I have them. I just prefer the PC because I don't know. It's just I've just become so accustomed to just sitting at a desk and playing my games now.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm literally looking at my PS4 and PS5 Pro right now, and I can't even tell you the last time I switched those on, to be honest. Wow. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm really interested to know in particular, like, what this means for the next generation. So I think at the moment there's quite a bit of scuttlebutt and rumors going around behind the scenes that there is quite a lot of apprehension when it comes to the release dates of the next generation consoles because of the RAM issues and the prices and all of this with AI. So it's interesting. I mean, even the Steam machine next year, right? Like, when are we going to finally get details on the release price of that thing? Because I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago.
Last week.
This RAM issue is going to be a massive problem. Probably one that, we're not going to be able to really understand for another year or so.
No, it's everything that points to it. So we got on the hardware issue before that. The console thing, someone made a comment, my friend group is not evidence of things shifting. I'm just saying that's what, like, I'm one of the only ones in the console. I know that's not evidence, but the numbers are publicly available that show the growth of PC gaming and the revenue of PC gaming. Certain genres still perform a lot better on console. First-person shooters, sports games. Those two genres perform so much better sales-wise on consoles and will continue to do so. Mainly in the shooter genre, it's because of cheaters. They just trust online console play more for that. Sports games, it's because they release on console. You don't have an NHL or an MLB on PC. Like, because the return on investment usually isn't there. I know Sony San Diego, if you haven't heard before, this might be new to you, but I've heard it for a couple years now, have been doing a lot of exploratory work of bringing MLB The Show to PC, at least at the start of the next generation. So when the next gen comes, MLB The Show will move there as well. Like that, they've been exploring it. I don't know where it stands, and they still probably got to do. They've been doing probably R&D on figuring out if it's worth the money to port. But the PC side of thing is continuing to get stronger. All the number proves it. Steam accounts being created, like concurrent member players monthly. It just grows and grows and grows. Like all the evidence is there.
And look
on
at
or go on. Sorry,
the stock of the games. Talking about Steam as well. Like look at the stock of the games that you like Counter-Strike, Dota, League of Legends. You know, there's so many games that just they're all free to access, free to play. And they just have millions upon millions upon millions of people playing them, and they're exclusive to PC. So that's a boon in itself. Look at the news, the League of Legends stuff recently, where they said the player count is dropping, which is why they're doing all this League of Legends stuff, like League Next and whatever. Oh, punch my microphone. But they
I hate this.
Despite them saying the numbers are dropping, they still have 100 million MAU, which is crazy. You know, that's insane.
Agreed. I can't disagree at all. And the thing is too, look at, like, for me personally, indie games. Now, cheap plug, Indie Game Awards yesterday. I was one of the judges. I posted on Insider Gaming today what my ballot was. You can go check that out. But more indie games are released on PC because it is a lot easier to develop and release a game for PC than it is for a console. You don't have to worry about dev kits or anything like that. You just build it on your own machine.
Yeah.
Like I had an interview this week for another cheap plug, Insider Gaming Developer Spotlight. Spoke with Mike Mendheim of Digital Dreams Entertainment and Tim Kitzrow about Mutant Football League. I brought up the fact that the game released on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, PC, but not Switch 2 when the original launched on Switch. They still can't get a dev kit. And that is the 8th interview I've done this year since the Switch 2 was announced, where I've asked, is the game coming to Switch? Or Switch 2, and everybody has said it's harder. It's so hard to get a dev kit right now. And they've been stories, even AAA studios, some of them, maybe they got them now, but they didn't have them the first few months of the console. Who knows if they still do? I assume most would now, but it's still like, it's tougher to bring the games to console, so they're on PC.
Why is it so tough for them to get dev kits, Mike? Do you know?
Because Nintendo, one, the cost of them for small studios, but two, Nintendo is very picky on who it gives out. Like, they're extremely picky on that.
They just don't want it to leak, right? Like all of the tech and all that kind of stuff. I think, I can't remember which console. It might have been both PlayStation and Xbox, but it used to be $2,000 for a dev kit, I believe.
I think it was that. Yeah, at least I think that was the Xbox report. I think it was The Verge that reported that. Yeah,
and then I think they just started giving them for free to certain studios based on whatever data they had or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like the next generation of consoles is going to be very interesting, and I think I've said this before, but I'm always leaning into the fact that I think Xbox in particular, I think PlayStation will probably follow suit as well anyway, but this kind of like hybrid console where it's a console and PC makes zero sense to me. I think what has made consoles popular is their simplicity. And I think if they're trying to go down this hybrid PC, obviously it depends on the dashboard and the interface and all that kind of stuff, right? But if they try and lean more into that ecosystem and it's more complicated, it's not plug in and play, then I think there's going to be a few issues, in my opinion. I mean, then why wouldn't you just go and build a PC at that point?
We see it with, I mean, Microsoft and Asus are trying it with the LIX, the Xbox LIX. They're trying to make it plug and play, but there's still a lot of instances. I know our buddies over at Xbox there, John has talked about it. You try and play a game and you're like, why isn't this running? And you end up having to go in and tweak the services and into the like you have to tweak things. The Steam Deck is really good for turn on, plug down your games as long as they're compatible and play, but not every game is compatible. When you have a console, every game you get for that console is compatible with that console. Otherwise, it's not coming out. It might suck and be buggy, but it's built for that system. So it's still, the whole hybrid thing is kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it'll get better though, right?
Yeah,
like it will get better. But if the next, I'm only saying Xbox because, like, I think for the most part, it's pretty much locked in, right? Like it's going to be this hybrid console. I don't think much has really leaked about the PS6 yet, but if the next Xbox releases in kind of that weird state where you do need to go into game settings and all that kind of stuff to be able to run a game, it's just going to do terribly. And maybe I'm revealing a bit too much of myself here when I say this, but I always think back to like my childhood and like my stepdad.
So like 3 years ago.
Yeah, so yeah, like my stepdad in particular, who wasn't good with technology, and he just wanted a plug in and play. Right, he would go out in the middle of the night, rob a house, and then come back with a new console. And if he couldn't plug in and play with that, then yeah, big issues, man.
Yeah. Yeah, these days are going to be.
Do you like that? Did you like that plot twist?
I love that. That made me so happy. I lost my train of thought. I just don't know. Damn it! I literally lost my train of thought. You son of a bitch. The plug and play thing. Like what I think, if console sales are down and they really want to try and turn them around, this shortage of memory and storage, especially on the PlayStation side, where they have a ton of consoles pre-built in a warehouse. So does Nintendo. Cut the price a little, even for short term, boost the sales. Even if you cut $100 off a Switch 2 right now, boom. I'm interested to see what December 29th or November 29th and the rest of December with that PlayStation sale of $100 off systems, if that does anything for the PS5. I mean, that's a big reason why it became the top and jumped over the Switch, because of that sale. But how much did that sale continue on into December, and how much did those go? Like, because the RAM and storage thing, it's not going to get better in 2026. We're looking at 2027 and beyond before things get better, thanks to AI data centers ruining everything for everybody. Because now you have reports that NVIDIA is cutting production by about 30 to 40% on some of its RTX 50 series chip GPUs. Granted, it's the 5070 Ti and the 5060 Ti 16 gig. That makes sense to 16 gig. It has the same as a 5080 in terms of GDDR memory. So why not just point to the more expensive one and cut the cheaper one? If you're NVIDIA, that's what they're going to do. They only care about that, the consumer gaming side. But you have Intel coming out with a new GPU next year. What is that going to be price-wise? And how are they going to have to deal with that? Because it's not just traditional memory. It is the VRAM that's short. The everything on the what should be easy to get components are no longer easy to get and no longer affordable. So with that, console makers should pounce even in a short term and jump on it for prices. That's the way it gets better. And one thing, I want your guys' opinion on this. There is no way. There were a lot of talks that maybe by the end of next year, Microsoft would start teasing more of their new hardware. Early 27, PlayStation might start teasing more of their new hardware. They shouldn't talk about new hardware at all anytime soon because of this. Because are they really going to think pushing out new hardware is going to do anything? People are just going to, if people have the PlayStation 5 or the Series X and S, they're just going to stay with what they have, because we're looking at this rate, $1,000 for a console.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like at this point we've like kind of ballooned with the price, especially with, these reports that you're talking about with, AI chips being such high demands. I mean, that's just going to explode the price even more. So, yeah, I think the best bet is what you're saying, is probably go ahead and lower the price there for a little bit, $100, $200 or so. Not 200, maybe that'd be too much. Maybe 100, maybe 120 max, and just kind of go from there. I feel like that would really, really help as far as sales go.
Yeah, if I was PlayStation now, I would definitely do like similar to the sale they did. Was it earlier this month when they did the really big discounted PS5s?
End of November 21st it started, and then it continued to the beginning of the month.
A month.
Yeah, I mean, if I was PlayStation now, I would be trying to do that as much as possible and build up the PlayStation 5 player base as much as possible, because like I said, I have heard, rumors and rumblings of these higher talks about, what these increases in RAM is going to look like for the next generation in terms of price. And it's kind of like pushing Xbox into a corner, right? Like, I think it's pretty evident that this year's generation of Xbox hasn't done nearly as what they would have wanted. And they're already very prematurely, in my opinion, already pushing like, hey, we are working on the next generation. And like you said, Mike, there was a rumors that the teasers for that or that some kind of marketing or whatever would start next year with a release of 27 or whatever it may be. I know with this RAM issue and the price increase, if they do that, I think they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. And if I was PlayStation, I would just be like, well, you can still buy you don't need to buy that $1,000 console. You can buy a PlayStation 5 for $350. And guess what? The games coming out on the new generation of Xbox might look a little bit better because obviously it's going to be a bit more powerful. But for the next 4 years, everyone's going to be supporting the PlayStation 5 anyway.
Yeah, if not longer.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're 5 years into this generation. The PS4 is still getting all the games. The Xbox One's still getting a lot of games. They've moved with some, but yeah, I mean, but they know adoption is not going to be strong, so they can't. This is one of those ones where I'm like, because of the component pricing of everything, I don't think they can afford to ditch the last gen. Like, I really hoped they would have with this. Like, by 22, I expected them to ditch PS4 and Xbox One. They didn't. I think we're looking at it even longer for this gen going into next.
Yeah, if you thought it was bad for this gen, because I've seen people kind of complain and bitch about that. Wait till the next one; it's going to be way worse. Just based on
Call of Duty is still releasing on bloody PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Yeah, and there's nothing to suggest it won't next year. But that's a perfect segue into topic number 2. Call of Duty is back in the news, and I feel it's in the news every week, but this time it's different. So sales-wise, it was once again, for a launch month, the 18th year in a row that it was the best-selling game in the U.S. for its month launch. Battlefield 6 was second. NBA 2K was third. Madden was fourth. EAFC is fifth. There you go. Sports games, again, dominating the top 5. The thing is, however, Call of Duty, despite its success, is still down in a major way. It's already on sale for 50% off, which last year, even like beyond Christmas, Black Ops 6 didn't go down. Reviews are lower than they've been in God knows how long. The idea of just Grant had the story up, I believe it was today, right? Of just Call of Duty fatigue is alive and well, was how you phrased it, and there's no reason to believe otherwise. Like, it was, it's a situation where it's still selling well. It's still selling better than what's out there. Fine. A lot of people are playing on Game Pass, but it's not where they needed to be. They've come out, they've said that, but now we have rumors of the plans for the next one. So they came out and said they're not doing the back-to-back subgenres, but next year will be a Modern Warfare game. Modern Warfare 4, there was a rumor from a known leaker who's been right in the past, but lately, to me, has been sloppy, that it was reportedly a complete copy of Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer. That got, in what feels like the first time I think I've ever seen it, Infinity Ward publicly debunked it, basically, saying that it's that you can't believe what you read on the internet. I don't know. And then the leaker came out and doubled down on his track record and whatnot. So it is a case of, and then he added that they were taking out zombies, which many expected. Tactical sprint was going to be removed with Omni movement was going to be there just without tac sprint and wall jumps. It gets to the point where, is Call of Duty trying to save face, or is Activision and Infinity Ward trying to save face and Sledgehammer, or are they actually true and like what's being reported is wrong? Because it's tough to feel if they're coming out so soon to try and debunk a rumor making the rounds.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, maybe. I mean, this is quite early on, right? I mean, looking at the next one. I mean, what are we, like 10 months away, 11 months away. We're already debunking rumors on the next one. Like
we're talking about next one and 27 at this point.
Yeah, I mean, so I think first of all, Call of Duty does have a history of leaking, even before like the next one comes out. Like I've done reports, and a few other reporters and leakers have done leaks and rumors about Call of Duty even before the next one releases. So that's definitely, I wouldn't say that's abnormal. What I would say is abnormal is the fact that Infinity Ward, and I think even the official Call of Duty account said something to the effect, don't believe everything
read on the internet.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. I do have a few thoughts, but I want to see if Grant and Albert want to dive in a bit deeper, because I do have my own thoughts from, the background of which I come from.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm not like in the weeds with the leakers and stuff in the COD space. Like I see them, I report on them. I don't have their track records to say how often they've been right and wrong about things. I think the one in particular we're talking about has been pretty much one of the go-tos. But yeah, the call out feels weird. Like it was a throwaway comment, but it seems like it was so specific that it came out now and then not ever before. It seems like it's like not a face saving thing, because inevitably, if it comes out that said leaker is right, then what was the point in them saying that? It doesn't really. I don't really see the point, apart from some limited time tactic to get people off the topic and hope that they forget about it and it gets buried under a carpet. Like I think they said it because genuinely there was a chance that they were just wrong. The leaker was wrong, right? It's not impossible. The whole like COD fatigue thing that I wrote about and stuff earlier on. So that was in the piece about Black Ops 7 being 50% off 5 weeks after launch, which is crazy. And that's a big name brand as well. But I think it's important to stress that was a 1-day deal. I don't know why they did it, but they did a 1-day deal. 1-day sale is $34.99 at Best Buy, which is crazy. But the whole thing around COD fatigue, I think we've heard about it enough. Like we've spoken about it. Everyone else seems to be talking about it. Like streaming numbers, like viewership is down. The esports side of things has not kicked off to really positive reception so far this year. The game itself had no hype. It was launched alongside some really big Titanic games like Ark Raiders and Battlefield 6. It was up against it. It just had a really bad year. Like the marketing wasn't there. The hype wasn't there. The reviews are terrible. Metascore is low. User scores are low. It's just a stinker of a year. It really is. I don't think there's anything deeper than like they genuinely. I mean, I'm going to stick with I'm going to side with the corporation. I'm going to say that like they're calling out the leaker and saying don't believe everything you read, because I think on this occasion maybe they're right. Maybe the leaker is wrong. Maybe there is something going on, But yeah, I've got no love for Infinity Ward or anything like that at all. But yeah, leakers don't have to write about everything, right?
AP, couldn't this be a case though where leaker comes out with something, they see the reaction, and because of how early it still is, they just change course and be like, all right, we're not going to do that now and make him look like a fool?
Yeah, I think so, Mike. I don't want to add too much to what Grant just mentioned, because I'm pretty much agreed with what he said there. I think it's kind of like a situation like bad publicity, right? Where they're trying to, they've already had like a rough year with this, and it's a scenario where they're just trying to get ahead of things, right? They don't want to have too much negative publicity already, where they're already having a rough time with with Black Ops right now. So yeah, I think it's a situation where they're just trying to get in front of things and just try to avoid any kind of negative publicity that they can as they move forward.
And also, I can't stress this enough, how annoyed I am that they have a Fallout crossover coming into Black Ops 7. I cannot. I'm so annoyed. They have taken.
Hey, at least it's a realistic skin set.
That's what people are saying. What happened to like period accurate skins, right? Because they did it before. They had a skin crossover before with Fallout. And now they've done it again, but they've put, they've got the trio of characters who, if you guys haven't seen the Fallout TV show, there's 3 main characters. They have different stories, but they've brought them in. And I'm just like, because I love Fallout and I'm a huge fan of it and I'm loving the show. And then I see that and I'm like, oh, it cheapens it, man. Because the average Call of Duty fan doesn't know the first thing about, I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole, but yeah, I just didn't like that.
I made me laugh. Wait, didn't Tom say by mid-season 1 they were going to start adding these types of skins back?
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
I think I said by by
at the latest January.
Yeah, so well, there we go. But
yeah, so desperate. They're like, crap, we need to milk the suckers who gave us our money already. Let's put in skins behind $30 or $20 passes, please. Where are the turtles?
Tangent aside, let's get back on topic to the leaks. But yeah, I do have a few interesting theories on it all. I think first of all, when you asked Albert about this being kind of them saving face or whatever, I think at the same time, the leaker can do it, right? Like, or it was true 10 months ago, but now they've changed it, or now they've changed it because of my leak. So he's in a good position to set himself up nicely, let's just say. But I think it is very interesting that I've leaked Call of Duty for the past 13, 14 years.
Ever since you were 10 years old, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think I was about 8 then. But like I've leaked Call of Duty for since I could walk. So I know how they operate in this. I think we all know how they operate. They just ignore it, right? Maybe occasionally they'll respond. They'll offer a journalist a comment. But this is definitely the first time where they've addressed it pretty much head on, in my opinion. I think it was pretty obvious that they was addressing the rumors head on. And I'm just wondering if this is a scenario where the leaker has had a source for a long time and that source has left the company or been let go and has some really bad ill intentions towards the company, because this happens all the time, right? Like, anyone who's done like investigative journalism or whatever you want to call it, it's mandatory to have several sources for this very reason. And I think that's what sets the leakers apart from the journalists, right? Because you need to, or the inside, or whatever.
Over at Insider Gaming.
But yeah, you need to verify that information with ideally, free other sources, to be honest. So I'm just wondering if it's just the case of that, or perhaps they've seen some very early playtest / survey feedback sessions, because that's how quite a lot leaked for this year's Call of Duty Black Ops 7.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering if that's the case again, or even if that leaker in particular is just trying to capitalize on the negativity around Call of Duty at the moment. Because I will say that I've heard some different things to what he's reporting. And
leaker fight.
No. Like I don't want to like come across as like, I'm debunking it or whatever, because I think the person in particular who has leaked it has done a very good job of doing it in the past or whatever.
Yeah.
But sometimes like you do need to kind of sit back and if you're wrong, you're wrong, and it is what it is. But I have heard some different things. The fact that Call of Duty has spoke out about it, the main Call of Duty account, also Infinity Ward has come out about it. I've even spoken to Activision PR, who have told me that it just isn't true. So that tells me that it's wrong, and what I will say is that there is no win for Activision to debunk the claims this early, right? Because they're just going to look like idiots come November. It's not. I don't think it'll be November. It'll probably be earlier this year because of GTA 6. But they're just going to have egg on the face, and then it's just going to create more online discourse. And then Modern Warfare 4 will probably sell even more poorly than Black Ops 7. But yeah, I think there was another leak as well, not on just Black Ops 7, but on Sledgehammer Games. His title being 1990s or something.
Oh, yeah. And then Charlie Intel came out and said he talked, and that's not the case at all. It's not in the 90s or early 2000s.
Yeah, it's modern. So, again, like I've heard different, right? So,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
You got to tell us what do you have on Call of Duty 26 or 27, Tom? Come on. Everybody's looking to run with something out of your mouth immediately.
we'll wait for next year.
Oh, what a tease!
Next year's in like a week, so
exactly. We'll wait.
Maybe the first show of the new year. I don't know.
We'll wait for the RPMs to go lower, and when we need a little bit of a boost to get to get some revenue,
there we go.
We'll get on it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is called a tease.
Topic number 3. Before we get into it, a reminder: download the Insider Gaming app on iOS or Android. Leave a rating if you want to support us and help us and get exclusive custom feeds, exclusive podcasts, first run episodes, custom notifications, no ads, and more. Consider signing up for Insider Gaming Premium or Premium Plus through the App Store or Google Play. You can sign up month at a time or a year-long membership. You save a little bit of money if you do the year-long. So help us continue to grow and stay independent. Larian Studios is in a bit of hot water, and it's all stemming from AI. They admitted that they had they had used AI. Sven Vinke said that at this point everybody's using it, and it kind of and people are okay with the way they're using it. However, some former Larian staff seem to not take that content or comment lying down. Anne Matho, a former QA tester at Larian, posted that after working at Larian, they're not surprised with the new AI push, alleging that Vinke is, quote, lying about people being okay with it. Another former employee, Selena Tobin, stated that they, quote, loved working at Larian Studios until AI. Tobin asked the developers to show their employees some respect as they are world-class and, quote, do not need AI assistants to come up with amazing ideas. Vinke said that they weren't pushing hard for it to replace concept artists. Then he said success has come from empowering people to work in their own way. And then he also made a follow-up post saying that they were going to review their practices after the new year moving forward and making sure what fits. People aren't happy about it. We've had the AI talk. This isn't to go down that again. We've had the AI discussion. We had a whole episode dedicated to it.
Oh, yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
But we are in a case where the pushback was so strong that they're actually public facing going to, quote, review their practices. I don't believe it.
That's just boilerplate HR talk, PR talk. Sorry, that's what they have to come out with, isn't it?
Yeah, I have a couple of thoughts on this because I think, first of all, I find it interesting that the artists were all ex-Larian artists, right?
Well, current one's not going to come out. They'll lose their job.
Well, exactly. But
in an industry where we're approaching 10,000 layoffs as the year ends.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I say that is because, again, like I said with the previous story, is that it's all about corroboration, right? And if these particular people have ill intentions or whatever it may be because they was let go or whatever, then that's just something to bear in mind. But that's besides the point. I think this was a realization for the industry as a whole that absolutely everyone, apart from a very minute number, are using AI, and there's nothing that we can do about it because I don't think it's currently at the place where it needs to be to like save a company hundreds of millions, right? But eventually it will, and every company's experimenting with it. And the issue is that the alternative to it is a game is going to cost 200 to 300 million to make, because it costs 200 to 300 million to make, and 5 years of development, it's going to launch, probably not do well, and then they're going to lay everyone off. So the alternative is just sucks anyway. So that's kind of my opinion. And then the final thought about Larian in particular, and I think this is important, is that this has probably just scared the shit out of the entire industry when it comes to speaking about AI, because nobody's, not even just AI, I guess, but like being transparent with the community as a whole, because it's that tweet in particular has done nothing for that studio, right? Like, it's just made everything worse.
The AI thing too, like I said, I don't want to go down the hole, but where a lot of people I've noticed, and this is just me looking at reactions to it, I've noticed the biggest backlash, and it's kind of where I come from on it. The biggest backlash with AI stems from people pissed at AI being used to create the art and the characters.
Yeah.
Saying we use it as a tool to help with development, to streamline our coding processes with our developers, that doesn't get the backlash that we created these graphics using AI, and that's where a lot, I think, the vibe stems from.
I do get that, but on the flip side, right? Like this is I appreciate that this is incredibly hard to navigate, but on the flip side, if a company is using AI to make concept art that nobody is going to see anyway, then I don't really understand the issue apart from the fact
I'm more into using in-game art assets. Concept art is one thing, like that's where, at least that's just my opinion on it. But yeah, people are like concept artists and stuff like that. Yeah, I agree.
I laugh at the stuff like this though, because you look at like Larian, right? Baldur's Gate 3, for example, one of the most phenomenal games to come out in recent years. Absolute, bestseller, still topping charts now. He's still played by thousands upon thousands of people. And people would rave about it and say it's one of the best games ever made, and the depth of it and the complexity is crazy, and it's so true to like the D&D formula, and it's so on and so on and so on. And then they'd turn around like 5 years, well, not 5 years when it came out, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they'd turn around and be like, oh yeah, we use AI in the development or whatever, and everyone's suddenly gonna be like,
I knew something was wrong with that game.
I
had my suspicions. Yeah. And it's like people just jump on the
people are very fickle.
They just jump on the bandwagon for the sake of it.
You saw it with Claire Obscure as well, right?
Like with Arc Raiders as well. That's the thing. She comes out with everything. People are happy to play it. People are happy to be ignorant, right? And as soon as they hear that, as soon as they're told, "Oh yeah, we used AI to make this game," you can have your suspicions and you can think it and whatever. But when you say, "Yeah, we used AI," and then suddenly it's the worst thing in the world.
I said,
put the game on your console. It put the game on your PC, and it put the game on there at an affordable price point in a responsible enough time frame. And it's great for that respect. But then as soon as you just hear, oh, use AI to make voice replication, in voice replication to make it so we can deliver it faster, we can deliver updates with a more regular cadence, people are like, no.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before, like in my development projects that I do, I use it because it acts as if basically a third arm for me. I'm working on this fun stuff over here. I don't want to create like 8 boilerplate pages. Yeah, I just type in a prompt to Claude, hey, take this boilerplate I made and do it 8 times, but change X, Y, and Z.
Who's Claude?
Claude is the it's from Anthropic. It's their bot, but it's built. I have a built-in to Visual Studio, and it just does it for me. I come back, I go work on what I want to work on and do my testing. So it helps as a tool. But yeah, the immediate term of it is a very dirty term. I think within 2 years, it's not anything anymore.
I think as well, like, and this, I don't know if we are going to talk about it or not, because I'm pretty conscious of time, but I think this also ties into the Naughty Dog story that Jason Schreier did. I think it was yesterday, where
the mandatory overtime.
Yeah, mandatory overtime for was it for a vertical slice or a demo?
A demo.
Yeah. I only want a demo.
And like, if you look at the reactions from that story, it paints a picture, and this is going to sound horrible, but I think it's like the truth, because it ties into the Larian story as well, is that normal gamers do not give a fuck.
Yeah, no, just the vocal people online.
Yeah, they just want to buy and play. They don't care how the sauce is made. They just want to. They just want
the sauce.
They just want the sauce, man. They don't care if it's made by robots or if
how a sausage is made.
18 hours to do it. Like, they just want it. They just want to eat it and slurp it all up.
And I mean, it's like we've heard about crunch for years, right? And how studios have tried to do this and that to avoid it. Naughty Dog actually being one in particular, where they said they were trying to make some like inherent changes to avoid it. And I think it's because like they've had this thing come in. Like, the story goes, they've obviously missed some milestones, or things aren't performing as well as they want from the development front anyway. So they've got to like muster the forces and put something together to reinstill the faith from the publisher perspective, right? Which is all, which doesn't scream hellfire to me. Like if I'm working in a job and we're not doing things as well as we could be, and then leadership comes around and says, we're losing faith in you, and they go, oh guys, you're gonna have to muck in a little bit more, put in a bit more effort to get us back to right the ship. I'm like, that's on me, because potentially maybe we haven't been working as well as we can to get this product where it needs to be. And now the people funding it are like, hey guys, we're paying you to get this out, to hit your milestones. Or I don't know much about game development, but I imagine it's, there's certain internal
milestones usually
about it, Tom.
It depends on the studio, but there's been instances where milestones hit equal more money coming in. Like you hit this milestone, the publisher seeds you some more.
Exactly. So if it's like that, and it's like they're dependent on that, then it's like I think it's, again, we're talking about the AI thing being blown out of proportion. I think this has as well. It's like these professionals have been told, we're not hitting our benchmarks or our milestones, and you need to work a bit harder for a period of time. So has no one ever heard of
I think what bothered a lot of people with it was in the story, Schreier talks about what you had talked about. They had brought people in to try and alleviate that while these producers left. Did they replace them, or did they just go back on their own way? Why? My mind goes to, why the hell were these milestones missed in the first place? Did you not have enough people working on it in the first place? And if that's the case, you have it falling on management, and now the layman, the developers or the art or whatever, are being punished for management not properly managing and making sure things are being done. That's where, to me, that's what I hate. It's literally the lower end people being punished because management didn't allocate time properly.
Is management mucking in as well, though? Because that's a question, right?
Well, I just want to add, like, first of all, like, in terms of the story itself, was it explained like how much crunch there was?
8 hours. It said no more than 60 hours a week per employee and mandatory of 8, or no more than 60 total hours. So 20 hours max if they were doing a 40-hour work week, but everybody had to do at least 8.
I mean, it's not.
I mean, like, listen, like, I'm gonna be. This is the episode of truth. Crunch used to be really fucking bad in the video game industry, and I'm talking like terrible, like
80 to 100 hours.
People sleeping in the office and shit.
People had to sleep under the desks. People had to do all-nighters time and time again. It was fucking horrible. But now I feel like the term crunch is just thrown around too loosely, because again, like, like, overtime sucks, but we all do, like, everyone does it, right? But
hell, if people knew the hours, me and Grant, like,
exactly, man.
For IG, I put in way more than 40 hours a week.
2 full-time jobs and still going strong. I'm not complaining. I like 8 hours a week. But are they getting? Because I don't know how it works law-wise or whatever. I assume it's paid overtime.
It depends. If you are salaried
for free,
if you are a salaried employee, you do not get paid extra for overtime. If you're
though, or is that a general law in the States?
That is salaried employees do not get
paid if you're salaried.
Salary, the companies can do it if they want, but salaried employees, say you're hired and you make $80,000 a year, and they're like, you have to work another like 10 hours more a week. You're not getting paid for those 10 hours.
Nope.
That's the only people who get paid are those right? They get paid. The only people who get paid are the hourly employees, and it's time and a half.
Yeah, I mean, that's then you have the right to complain about that. Then, like, I completely understand that, but
not much that can protect you, though. U.S. protection laws aren't there. That's why. But that goes into why unions are blowing up, to protect for those people who are, in that case,
that are exposed to that kind of shit.
You're working 20 extra hours a week for no extra money. That's where the union comes in.
Yeah, well, in that case, like, it's completely understandable, but maybe there's missing context if they are or aren't being paid. Like, I've worked on stories that I've never seen the light of day, right? Because I've been contacted from someone who's like, hey, we're currently crunching 16 hours a week for this particular project. And then when I've investigated it, turns out they're getting paid double the pay for those hours. And it's like, well, okay.
Good. You're being double pay. Like, okay, crunch me, Captain.
Yeah, so like, there's so many different I don't know. Like, I think there's quite a bit of missing context, unless, of course, it is like these people are doing 20 hours a week more. Again, like, to what extent is that mandated? Are they at risk of losing their jobs if they don't do the 20 hours or whatever it may be? I don't know. I didn't read the article, so maybe I'm just a bit.
And to go back on Larian, I know people were kind of expecting it. There are other allegations going around on Larian, but because of the sensitivity of it, we are refraining from reporting on it until I get more information, because the person who made these allegations has since deleted the post and deleted their account. So more research needs to be done before a full conversation and report needs to happen. Just transparency's sake on that one.
Mm-hmm.
We do need to move on, though. We are wrapping up on time. A reminder, we are recording our post-show Insider Access right after this. It will go on the Insider Gaming app exclusively for Premium Plus subscribers tonight. Basically, we record it. I go eat dinner. I come back, and I put it up on the app. So that will be, we're talking Christmas. We are talking about the year in review, and we're just going to have a good time, good chat. So stay on the lookout for that. Also, in the app, if you are a Premium Plus subscriber, in our Discord, if you're a Premium or Premium Plus, we are going to be hosting a Q&A where you can ask us whatever you want, what our favorite games are, whatever, and go in and you can ask your questions. It'll be available for everybody, but only Premium members can ask a question. The last thing I wanted to touch on before we wrap up, I kind of teased details on a game that was canceled this year. And specifically, this is regarding Romero Games and the game that was long believed to be dead at a studio that was claimed to be shut down. But John Romero, the creator of Doom and founder of id Software, said, no, we're not. Not too long ago, he was at a panel, said, we're fine. We're making a new game. But the new game is not what was in a partnership with Microsoft. That game is gone, but they're taking elements from it. I've learned just a couple little details about what that game was. It was originally, at one point, it was called the game Hellslayer. And it was the story, the premise was going to be a priest fighting demons. It was a first-person shooter inspired by Hotline Miami, meaning that if you die and reboot it, meaning you die and would just come to life like right away. But it was a game with a lot of elements. I promise not to talk about certain elements of the game that are being carried over to this new game. But based on some of the elements that I was hearing about, my God, this is going to be a fantastic game if you are a fan of the old id Software, Doom, Wolfenstein, those types of titles. Maybe not Daikatana. Daikatana we can forget ever existed. But if you're a fan of the 90s id Software games, this sounds like a true throwback for a modern audience based on what I was told. So the old game isn't there, but some elements are being brought forward, and this new one just sounds like when he said at that panel, this was a game that he had never played before, and he was so excited about. Like, I can understand it. So
I wonder why only certain parts of it has made it over. Like, do you reckon it was an issue with the pre-existing investors, or I don't know. Like,
I think it might have been a case of just they had the time to think on it and realized, wouldn't it be cool if we did this instead of this? And then it just morphed. Plus, he did say this new game is a lot smaller of a game than the original one was supposed to be.
Okay.
It's a smaller but, quote, more fun game than what the original was. So that probably making it smaller attributed to not having as much from that original one.
Yeah. Is there any information out there about who the new publisher or investors are?
Nothing yet.
Yeah, interesting.
Nothing yet, but they found one. So I'm trying to get who. I'm asking.
It might just be VCs, to be honest, because I know at the moment there is a serious lack of money going around, especially in the States.
Hopefully the elements that are being brought over are the cooler elements, I guess, from that other game.
The way it sounds, yes. But eventually I will be able to go public with it, but I promise not now, because basically if I go public with it, it will out who told me. So I don't want to do that.
Then shut up. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
The
keep you
information
safe,
I could say is what I said about the old game, but the elements itself, I promised. I pinky promised through the air. But as we wind up, this has been exactly. Mike's not a snitch. I don't break embargoes, and I'm not a snitch. I just like to report news. This has been Insider Gaming Weekly, a video game podcast coming at you every Friday afternoon. Our plan is to come back next week with another episode the day after Christmas, but we want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hopefully you stay safe and indulge however you want to, but be careful doing it. You can find us at Insider Gaming IG on Twitter, Insider-Gaming on Blue Sky. You can find us on Twitter or YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Discord. Mike Straw Media, at @Newcov_, at Weekly Wrap Up, _Tom, _Henderson, and AP. I didn't let you do it last week because we were flowing, but this week, take it away.
Oh, thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate that. For Mike Granton, the Gong Lord.
Oh, man.
I am your host with the most dates in the Albert Perkins, and we will see you on the inside.
The gong never dies.